Imagine this. You're the model employee. You know every rule by heart. Your reports are flawless, you're always punctual, and you follow the guidelines to the letter. You play it safe, you avoid any gray areas. You're the perfect worker, right? But when things go wrong, you're the first to fall. Why? Because being perfect made you the easiest target. And then the axe falls on them. With perfect paperwork, a clear violation, a by-the-book process. Their first thought is, but I followed all the rules. Why me? I'm not here to help you write an appeal. I'm here to explain the dark, quiet logic of the machine. In a broken system, perfect compliance doesn't make you safe. It makes you useful. Your rule following isn't just a virtue. It's a designated feature, a pre-installed liability port. First, let's check your status. This isn't bad luck. It's you fitting a profile. Ask yourself, is your work so transparent, so traceable, that you're basically operating in a glass box? Has your devotion to the rules quietly placed you outside the club, the network of favors, the unspoken agreements? When something goes wrong, is your file the easiest one to pull? Because finding a fault in your perfect record is a simple, low-cost administrative task. If you nodded to any of that, understand this. You're not being punished for making a mistake. You're being selected because you're predictable, traceable, and explainable. In a system that needs to manage fear and assign blame, you are the lowest friction solution. Your integrity has been logged as a system resource. Now, how does this work? Why would a system turn on its most obedient parts? It's not a bug. It's a feature. And it happens in 3 stages, each one a little worse. Stage 1, you're the easiest target for the lesson. The system needs everyone to believe that rules matter. But chasing real violators is messy. They have excuses, allies, complicated stories. Punishing you is clean. Your life is an open book. They can always find a footnote to hang you with. I saw this in action at a major tech firm during a big security overhaul. They introduced a new rule. The engineer who got written up wasn't some reckless cowboy. It was the most meticulous person in the room. He used an outdated test key that posed no real risk, but technically broke the new policy. Meanwhile, the people who actually cut corners, untouched, too tricky to pin down. This isn't just bad luck. This is how systems reward predictability over competence. The message wasn't, we're fixing security. The message was, see, no one is safe. Your perfect record made you the perfect prop for that show. You were the lowest cost, highest clarity demonstration. Here's a question to ask next time. Is this punishment about my error, or is it a theater performance for an audience of one? Everyone else. Stage 2, you're the structural shock absorber. When the system's own left hand doesn't know what its right hand is doing, the pressure needs to go somewhere. Who gets squeezed? The isolated, principled, blameless one. The safe choice. Think of a bank that sets insane growth targets and super strict risk rules. It's a time bomb. When it blows, who gets fired? Often it's the risk officer who said no the most, the one who followed the rules they were given. Their punishment becomes the official story. We had the right rules, but this person was too rigid. It's a beautiful magic trick. The system blames its own schizophrenia on the person who pointed it out. Your rule following isn't your shield. It's the excuse they use to avoid looking in the mirror. Stage 3, you're the ritual sacrifice. When the whole system is failing, a scandal, a collapse, it needs a powerful ritual to say, we're fixing this. It needs a sacrifice that means something. During a big medical device scandal, a company was caught faking safety data for years. Who took the fall? The quality director, the one who had filed internal complaints, the one who kept the emails. They charged him with failing to provide effective oversight. Let that sink in. His proof of trying to follow the rules became the evidence used to burn him. He was the moral sacrifice. By destroying the person who represented the rules, the board could perform a drama of purification. Look, they said, we've cut out the bad apple. Never mind that the whole tree was rotten. Your goodness in that moment isn't an asset. It's the most flammable material for their cleansing fire. Now, the crucial mental split. The punishment is not about you, the human. It's about the symbol you've become. The system needed a rule follower to play a role in its story. Sometimes the hero, sometimes the cautionary tale, sometimes the scapegoat. Your actual character is irrelevant. You were cast because you fit the costume. So what can you do? You can't stop following rules, but you can make yourself a slightly less convenient tool. 1. Add a little strategic noise. In completely unimportant areas, be very slightly imperfect. A typo in a draft, a minor format slip. Don't become sloppy. Become slightly less algorithmically perfect. You want to be a person, not a flawless digital avatar. Flawless avatars are for sacrificing. 2. Narrate your principles. Don't just cite Rule 5.3. Connect your actions to the company's grand, shiny goals. I'm proposing this cautious path to protect our long-term brand equity. You're not a clerk, you're a strategist. It's harder to frame a strategist as a petty bureaucrat. 3. Silently share the spotlight. On tricky projects, make sure key decisions have just enough witnesses, an email chain, a quick sign-off. You're not passing the buck. You're ensuring that if blame needs a home, it doesn't find a single cozy, well-lit room with your name on the door. Let's kill the fairy tales. The rules will protect you tale. Rules protect the system's story. You are occasionally part of that story. The goodness is its own reward tale. In a crisis, visible goodness is a narrative device. It can be used for inspiration or for condemnation. The truth will out tale. Truth usually comes out during the autopsy, long after the sacrifice. So your options are bleak but clear. You can master the game, learning to see the rules as weapons and shields, living in constant calculation. You can live a split life, following the letter but never the spirit, protecting your soul off stage. Or you can try to find a quieter, less dramatic corner of the world. But the worst option is to keep being the perfect model citizen, bewildered each time the system uses your own verdict against you, believing it's just a string of terrible luck. You don't need a new rule book. What you need is to see the stage you're standing on and recognize the roles that are always in demand. But here's the catch. The rules you're following might be the very thing that makes you expendable. In the next video, we'll reveal why your perfect compliance might be the biggest trap of all and how to avoid being sacrificed on the altar of the system. Don't miss it. And once you see that punishment is often a scripted performance, you'll start to notice all the stagecraft, the specific wording of the memo, the ceremonial timing, the careful selection of the audience. Why does it feel so much like a show? Because it often is. And that's what we'll pull apart next. L3-27, why punishment feels more like a performance.